working in Compton, my buddy. Oh, okay. When I say Compton, what do you think of? Just say it.
There's visual now, so they can see the awkwardness in my face.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you know exactly what I'm thinking about when I think of Compton.
Okay. So right now I'm working at a job that's like in Watts, which is right next to Compton.
Yep.
Okay. It's not a good area.
Oh, really?
It's not a great area.
Oh, I thought it was.
I don't know if anybody realized that, but it's not a good area. So my foreman, okay, we were working on these signs that were on the edge of the this hospital that I'm working at. So the edge of the property. He had his truck parked on one corner of the intersection, and we were working on the other side of the crosswalk. It's like 70 feet away, if that. You know, so the other side of the crosswalk. It's not a huge intersection. He had his tablet and his laptop in a backpack in his truck because he was sitting in his truck, and he walked across the street just to say, like, hey, it's lunchtime, you know, stop working. And then I was like, well, I'm going to sit here because we got all these tools laying out. I'm not going to walk away from the tools because it's just out and about.
Do you bring your own tools?
Yeah. There's the way the union works is it's like there's technically a tool list. Usually you end up taking a little bit more tools than that, but it's all the power tools and stuff like that. That's provided by the shop, by the company. Mm-hmm. But like I have hand tools and linemen's and stuff like that. So like I do have a lot of tools that are there that are my personal stuff, but not all the big shit. No, not all the power tools and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That's provided. But he literally walked 70 feet away from his truck, and somebody broke into his truck.
Wow.
70 feet away.
Did he see him?
No.
Run after him?
No. He was just coming across to like shoot the shit or tell us it was lunch. And then we started talking for like 30 minutes on lunch, and his back was to his truck. And I was sitting on the ground. There was like some shit in the way, so I couldn't see his truck. Mm. And in that 30-minute period, somebody opened up his door and took his backpack.
Wow.
Okay. And it gets okay, like literally 60, 70 feet away. If you're looking at the other side of the crosswalk, and it's a small intersection, and that's where and I realized, for one, Compton lives up to the stereotype of it's just a bunch of shitty ass people living in Compton. But also, I go, dude, can you track your tablet? You know, and he goes on his phone, and so he's tracking his tablet, and he can see the guy getting away, and he calls the cops, or he calls his boss because it was like a work tablet and a work laptop.
Oh, okay. Which
still sucks, but the shop's like, all right, well, you got to take a police report. We need to have that for the insurance.
Right.
But in Compton, if he's like, hey, some random guy stole my backpack, like, how long do you think the cops are going to take to get to that? They don't care at all.
Yeah.
Okay. He waits an hour for the cops to show up. They're like, yeah, somebody's on his way. Waits an hour. And the whole time he's just watching this guy go to downtown LA, watching the tablet tracker. And he's like, yeah, the guy must have hopped on a bus or something because it's just side streets going to like Skid Row. So I don't know if it was a homeless guy or what the deal was, but this guy's beelining it to Skid Row, downtown LA. But he can't leave because he has to wait for the police report. But the cops aren't coming. So then he calls after like an hour. It's like, where's this cop at? I've been waiting for an hour. Gets transferred like 10 times because nobody wants to deal with him.
Yeah.
And then they basically tell him, the cop's not coming. You can do a report online tomorrow. Now the guy's in downtown LA. So after work, he drives to downtown LA. Okay, like looking for this guy. He calls me. I like get home, and he calls me. I'm like, did you find it? And he's like, I'm in downtown LA. But the guy must have turned it off because the tracker just stopped. So he's like, I'm walking around looking for who has my Carhartt backpack. Doesn't find it. But also, while I was out there, have you ever it's such a weird feeling being outside with valuable items in Compton. I'm not kidding.
I don't know that feeling, but I can imagine.
Because, you see people pass you, and it's one thing. But you see the same people keep passing you. And you realize, like, this guy's not going anywhere. And when they pass you, they're, like, looking right at you. Like, I saw a guy skateboard past us, like, 5 times. And he, like, when he's cruising by you.
Casing.
And I'm like, dude, you're not going anywhere. You're just watching us to steal this roto hammer. Do you know what I mean? It's so... And he's not the only guy. There's a lot of people. Like, at least 8 different people, like, the 2 hours I was out there. Some of those guys were out there all day, but, like, the last 2 hours of the day when I went to go help out, there was, like, at least 8 different people. They were just going back and forth looking at you. And so you realize, like, the second I walk away from this, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's Compton. That's LA. And we're Literally the building that we're building is like this new, like crazy person building, and it's
So politically correct.
Yeah, dude. I slipped up on that one, but it's so bad because the amount of money that's going into it, and it's like nice stuff that's going into it, and you realize like it's just gonna get screwed up immediately. Like some of the signs that are near the street are already tagged up, and they were installed like a week and a half ago. And you're like, dude, they're pouring money into your community, and you're immediately fucking it up.
Yeah, that's
It's frustrating.
a bit of a bummer.
I mean, my paycheck clears, but you're just like, dude, come on. Okay. All right, dude.
If you enjoyed this content, be sure to check out the Standing Still podcast, both here on YouTube and wherever else you listen to podcasts.